What is up? I just left work and it fucking decided to rain. This is only the second time I've ever rode the Ducati in the rain, not willingly. It only had like a 30% chance of rain today, so whatever. Good thing about these bikes, ABS. Another good thing about these bikes, they have a wet mode, which I'm in right now. You know, it drops the power down to, I think, 135. Turns the traction control on, like high. Traction control is all the way up, it's at 8. My engine brake control is at 1, which is the highest. And my quick shifter's on. So, let's see if anything interesting happens. It's unfortunate, but it happens. I really don't like riding in the rain. And no matter what bike I'm on, I've drove a chopper in the rain, my other Ducati, my 999. That's how it got ended. There's a quick false neutral for you. But I was riding in the rain, and this lady made eye contact with me, and I proceeded to go, and she proceeded to pull out in front of me, and I slammed on my brakes, couldn't stop fast enough, laid the bike down, she ran that bitch over. It sucked. I did get the money back that I paid for the bike, but I did not get like all the repairs that I had to do to it back. So after the 999, I chilled out for a while and I got a Buell. Then after the Buell, I got a Harley-Davidson Sportster 48. It was a 2016, I believe. I put nitrous on it. It was still slow as fuck, so I got rid of it. And I bought my BMW, my E30 or my E46 330 Ci, but I ended up turboing and then sold that to move to Nevada. But me and two other guys rode our bikes today. The other guy has an S1000RR, like factory brand new, only rides it like once in a blue moon. Then the other guy, he's a daily rider like me. He's got a R1, like a 99 or a 2000 R1. It's loud as fuck because he doesn't have an exhaust on it. He just has one of those little side cut straight exhaust pieces coming off that fucker. And I don't know if you can hear my bike. It's a little loud, but you know, it's not bad. It just seems like it's really loud. But it's not. Stock exhaust. I'm really looking to get an Austin Racing exhaust, but still on the fence between that and FM Projects, because the FM Projects exhaust, it produces more horsepower. It produces 200 horsepower, and the Austin Racing only brings it up to like 193 from 189. Not too big of a difference. And also the Undertale Austin Racing exhaust, the one that looks the dopest and sounds the craziest, you have to get dyno tuned. But the FM Projects I don't need tuned. And the side cut, what in the fuck is all this? Well, that's cool. Some kind of shit in the fucking street. It didn't feel slippery, but you never know. But like I was saying, the slant cut, don't need to have it tuned from that either. My legs are already soaked, and I still got another 25 minutes of riding, maybe longer because it's raining. So, whatever. Some people cry about riding in the rain. I personally don't like riding in the rain because then I have to wash my bike and clean my chain the next day. And I also I just don't like getting my shit wet unless I have to wash it. And the whole bad experiences that I've had in the rain. But, you know, like this day and before when I had to absolutely need to ride in the rain, it's not bad. People freak out. Generally, when it just rains, like maybe don't ride if you can. If you can prolong riding for about an hour to a half an hour, that's better to do because all of the oil and contaminants from the street come up as soon as it rains. The water pushes it up to the surface, but after a while it'll go down the drain and you're good to go. But I don't know what this white shit is all over the street. It doesn't snow in Vegas, so it's not salt. I mean, well, it snowed this year, but they said it hasn't been like that for like 10 or 15 years. But whatevs. You just gotta be careful. Don't drive like a fucking dick. And it's windy as shit too, as you can see the palm trees and all these trees off to my right hand side just wiggling all over the place. I can feel it pushing me around, but you know, the rubbers, they're sticking. It's just pushing me a little, making me lean when I don't want to lean, but no big deal. Just ride safe, brake early, you know, try not to cut anybody the fuck off. Don't lane split, because you never know what's gonna happen. You could hit a fucking, you could hydroplane in the middle of the fucking highway, bro. You don't even know. So just take it easy, take a chill. Granted, if you do speed, you're only gonna get there like a couple minutes faster, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth losing your bike. It's not worth, you know, getting ran over. If somebody ruining your shit, you be in fucking Hot Wheels the rest of your life in a wheelchair. Just fucking chill. It'll be alright. Also, I got a new helmet. I'm rocking the Icon Airframe Pro. I got the cottonmouth one. It's the one with all the snakes on it. You know, on the top of the helmet, when you're in the tuck position, it shows this giant fucking cottonmouth with his fangs and his mouth wide open. And it's got like this rainbow gold flake in the snakes. It's fucking baller. I got a hella deal on it. I only paid $137 for this bitch. Brand new. And I just ordered a visor and it came yesterday and it wasn't the right one, so I'm kind of pissed. So I had to buy another one. And then they want me to send this one back. But unfortunately, I threw away the shipping label, so I'm gonna have to ship it back or see if anybody on Craigslist wants it for like 20 bucks. Not a big deal. But so far, I really like the helmet. It fits super tight. It fits tight like a new pussy. So if you're not into that, like squeezing your cheeks, I got fat cheeks. I got a little chunk of cheeks. So, you know, it's hugging. So I'm thinking about getting a set of the normal pads. The cool thing about the Icon Airframe Pro is they sell different different thickness of the cheek pads in the helmet interior to make your helmet fit a little bit looser, a little bit tighter. It comes stock with the tight fit, and this motherfucker is tight. Also has a chin curtain. I like that because in the morning I live out by the mountains, so it's always colder and a little bit windier. And I hate when all that air blows up underneath my chin and goes into my eyes. It makes my eyes water, and I'm not a fan of that shit. So the chin curtain's really nice. There's still a little bit of air sneaks by, but it's not terrible at all. Yeah, it's livable. Also, I have a hump jacket. If you don't know what that is, you probably should Google it right now. I got the Ducati Corsa hump jacket. The helmet, you know, I lean my head back, can't feel the hump until it's like far back. And I could tuck real hard with this helmet. My other helmet was the Icon Airmata. I couldn't tuck in it, didn't like it. High speed wobbles. This one I've gotten up to 160 and haven't had any wobbles, so you know, that's pretty good. What else? I like the style of it, especially since it's more oriented towards like a track style helmet, in that, you know, it has a rake. If you don't know what I mean by rake, I mean like the front of the helmet is more aimed down and the back of the helmet is more raised up. So you get that when you're tucking, you get that fucking, you can see everything. You don't have to, you know, keep your head above the windscreen. I like that because I go fast a lot usually, so it makes everything pretty cool. And I got a fucking great deal on it. I don't know what it was. It was either between the Icon Airframe Pro or the Bell Race Star, which is like $700. So, you know, as soon as I seen this bitch was on sale, I was like, what? I'm gonna get it. It's definitely not Snell approved. It is ECE and DOT approved, which that doesn't really mean shit. Snell is the way to go. So I don't know if I am able to wear this to the track or not. But this summer we'll probably figure that out. So they actually just had a track day on Saturday. The Las Vegas Apex Riders or something like that. They had it out at the racetrack. The Las Vegas drag strip, maybe? I don't know. Oh no, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But I wasn't able to go. I was at work. I've been working 10-hour days. I actually got Sunday off in 27 days, 10-hour days. I got last Sunday off, so it was great. I cleaned my bike, checked the chain. That's about it, really. I've been waiting for my GoPro mic to show up, my mic adapter for my GoPro. I'm just waiting to show up so I can start doing better moto vlogs than what this Sena 10C can handle, because it's not that great. I should have got the 10C Pro. It's like the same price, but the only thing I seen that is it took HD or like a little bit better video, but not much. Like, I couldn't really tell the difference. So, and then another thing is, you don't want to be behind big ass vehicles like this if you're going fast, because they shoot off so much spray from their wheels when you're trailing behind them. I mean, it's not that great. I'll take this corner pretty, pretty mellow. I mean, the bike feels pretty stuck. And I am in wet mode, so, you know, the RPM gauges, they go up a little bit slower. You can feel the power loss. You know, everything else works right, but you know that you're not going to be able to fucking, you know, hit 160 anytime soon. And the wind is incredible. You just feel it pushing me around. But see, not that bad. The visor, all the water from the aerodynamics is pushing up my visor. You know, it's not sticking, so you don't have to worry about that when you do ride in the rain. I know that's, you know, you're gonna freak out when you start going a little bit slower. You know, maybe you get stuck in traffic, your visor's gonna, you know, fill up with rain. Don't freak out about it. Just take your glove, wipe it off. Once you get going again, it's gonna clear up. Don't worry. Don't be terrified. Another thing is, don't trail cars, because you're gonna catch some of that I don't know what it's called, that rainwater kicking up from the tires when you trail them when you're in their wake. So you don't want to do that. So just keep it close, not that close of a distance. You'll be good to go. I mean, everybody's driving slow as fuck. I'm going 57 right now, you know, into 65. I definitely know from past the time that I rode this in the rain that I can go a lot faster and be comfortably safe. Granted, I've been riding a motorcycle since I was 15, 16. Been hitting dirt bikes and ATVs. So, you know, I'm really comfortable on a bike. But if you're not, you know, take it easy. Take it easy. You don't want to do something stupid or try to get somewhere in a hurry just because it's raining. You know, a little water never hurts you. Quit bitching. You know, if you got your cell phone in your pocket, most of them are waterproof nowadays. Don't worry about it. Your wallet, most of the time, everybody's got credit cards instead of money. Don't worry about it. You shouldn't have your social security card or your birth certificate in your wallet, so don't worry about that either. But if you do, whatever. As you can see, the road is not that wet, so, you know, it wouldn't be a big deal if I didn't have it in rain mode. But I like it just to be have that extra safe, you know, that feeling that oh shit, there must have been an accident up here. There's a cop. I'm gonna cut over. Nope. God, I was fucking driving so slow, dude. Oh man, I think somebody crashed on this side. Oh yeah, look at the semi truck. He's wrecked. Let's see if we can go to the edge and see. Oh, didn't jackknife. He hit the barrier for sure. Come on, dude. This is kind of excessively slow. I mean, granted, you do want to drive slow, but you don't want to go half of the speed limit. And I guess maybe the truck's going that slow because it's super windy outside. Oh, there must have been another accident. It's usually never stopped on here. I'm just trying to get home. But yeah, you can see the standing water, which is puddles on the street. You kind of want to avoid those. Usually the edges of the street and sometimes the middle will have standing water. So you want to avoid that, and that dude must be going through the accident. So I'm going to be stuck in the rain for a while. Fuck. So gay. It's so windy. It's like pushing me over when I get low, like low speeds. I can feel it wanting to push me over. But yeah, try to see like how it is right here. There's a puddle off to the side. You want to stay away from the outside lane. You want to go towards the inside where all the other lanes are at, because you have less standing water. I don't know, for some reason what I've noticed, especially out here in Vegas, the two outside edges always collect rainwater and always have the most puddles. I don't know if that's how they make the streets for drainage or anything like that. You know, I'm not a fucking architect. I am a welder. So who knows? Maybe you can correct me. But I'm starting to get cold. My hands are getting a little cold. That might be one thing to worry about. It's like 65 degrees outside. So again, you know, you don't have to worry so much. It's not bad. Do it, you know, even like just to get used to it, take your fucking bike out when it starts raining just around your neighborhood. And if, you know, you feel comfortable enough, take that bitch out to the street. It's not that bad. You just have to be careful. I don't know if any of you have ever driven in snow, but it's kind of like driving in snow. You got to be careful. Stop way ahead of where the fuck you're going. Pay attention to everything around you. Watch the street for puddles and divlets and fucking standing water. And you're good. Just take it fucking chill. Be chill, yo. That's about it. Granted, you can't control everything. Some people are going to be dickheads and cut you off. Just, you know, don't panic. Don't slam on your fucking brakes. Don't swerve in the lane. You know, just be prepared. You know, be a defensive driver. Be prepared to be cut off. You know, be prepared to, like, having to avoid cars that aren't going to use their turn signal. Just, you know, get mentally prepared that, you know, nobody's going to be looking out for you. Some people do. Majority of them don't. So don't anticipate anybody knowing where you're going to be at. Just drive defensively. I try to stay as close as the barrier line as I can, which means I'll either be in the far right or the far left lane, but to where someone has to see me in their rear view where I'm almost lane splitting like I am now, because we're getting up to where it's going to part up to one more lane's going to come in up here on the left, and I always get on that lane to kind of cut through traffic. So I'm probably going to do that, and I just want to make sure that people on the right can see me. So I'll get all as close as I can to that fucking divider line, make sure they can see me. And see how the spray's coming up from that truck? That's that shit I don't like, because you about to get wet, son. But I have a leather jacket on. My boots are already soaked. My gloves are soaked. My chest is good though. My pants, my knees are wet, but the exhaust of the Panigale is gonna be warming me up soon because we're going so slow. I can feel, you know, my pants getting warm in between my thighs and under the seat. My butt's not wet, surprisingly, after, you know, my bike sat in the rain for about an hour and a half. I just wiped the seat off and sat down, and, you know, it doesn't feel too wet, so whatever. This is gay. Whoa! Oh yeah. I'm gonna be getting my Desma Quadro service end of this month. I got it scheduled. I gotta look. I think it's for the 28th. I know it's the end of the month, so that's gonna be coming up soon. I'm getting a new clutch put in from Duca Bike, a race clutch. What else? I got new reservoirs, all around reservoirs from eBay. They look like Rizomas. I'm not worried about them as long as they don't leak. I'm gonna keep the old ones just to be sure. You know, I'm not really worried about it. All they do is hold the liquid. It wouldn't be a fucking, I wouldn't cry if they weren't that good of quality. I'll just throw them the fuck away. I'm gonna be getting some rear sets here soon. I'm not sure which ones I want yet. They have a lot to choose from, and they barely look any different, so that's the kind of fucked up part. Definitely not going cheap on those. One of my friends had a fucking ZX14 he got some eBay rear sets from, and they fell apart. Literally, like the foot peg came off, and the piece for the brake pressure switch that came out. So I'm definitely not going cheap on those. I know how important those are. And right now the water's kind of stagnant on my helmet. I'm just gonna wipe it away. They're not going very fast. They're not even going 30. But yeah, riding the rain's not so bad, as you can see. And I did hit my brakes pretty hard after I cut off that semi. I have ABS. It didn't kick in, but I'm just saying the lines on your tires are to push water away so you have more traction in your rubber. So don't be scared. Like I said, baby steps. Ride your bike once or twice in the rain. Don't be a pussy. And if you're not comfortable, that's cool, man. You don't have to be. It's not a comfortable situation. You know? I used to always get shit when I had my 999 from everybody at work because they would ride in the rain. Like, it'd be thunderstorming outside, and they would ride their fucking bikes 45 minutes to get to work. And I would never, ever. And then the one fucking day that it rained when I got off of work, I wrecked my bike. Excuse me. Throat's dry as shit. But yeah. And it didn't bother me. I'm like, whatever, man. I'm not gonna ride my bike in the rain. You know how much fucking money I pay for this fucking thing? And that dude's rode like ERN something. I don't remember if it was a Yamaha possibly, but it wasn't, a fairly expensive bike. I think he paid 10 grand and bought it brand new, like the same year that it came out. My bike was 9 grand and it was a fucking 2006, and I bought it in 2016. So, I'm gonna kind of tuck down because I can feel the wind throwing me around, and that's the kind of shit you want to avoid, especially if you're on a bike and it's raining. Try to get as close as the tank as you can. You don't want to build up resistance to, start jerking your body around like that, and then you're holding on to the piece that you're supposed to keep straight as you're driving. So you don't want to be throwing around and thrashing your arms and jerking the steering wheel more than what you need to. So I prefer to tuck, lay on the tank, get your head down, get your body as close to the bike as you can. Also will keep the rain off of you. Also a little bit more safe riding style because you're not creating a resistance through the air, and it's not thrashing you around and pulling you back and forth. So it's a little safer. At least to me it made sense. If not, whatever. I'm not an expert. I just know I love bikes. This is the second Ducati I've ever had. I rode a S1000RR and an Aprilia RSV4 before I got this one. The Aprilia, the only reason why I did not get it is because it was $6,000 more than this one. It was a 2014 Aprilia RSV4, and it was more expensive. It sounded way better than this 1199, in my opinion. I just loved the way it sounded. It had an aftermarket exhaust. I couldn't tell you by what manufacturer, but I remember I had to look it up because I never heard of them before. So most likely an Italian. But yeah, they wanted that. And then I went to go see this bike. And at first I was like, I don't know, because this bike was $14,000 at first. They were trying to say it was a Tricolore. It is not a Tricolore. It's a Panigale S. So I don't know why they thought that would pass. Like, have you not Googled a Tricolore? Tricolore means tricolored. This bitch is all red. And then they were like giving me shit about it. I'm like, nah, man, it's not a Tricolore. It's probably just an S. And we looked it up. I looked it up on my phone, and the VIN number came out to an S, not a Tricolore. So they're like, after bullshitting around for like 4 hours, they finally came down on the price, 10 grand. Well, 10 grand, 400. So I was like, all right, bet, I'll get it. So I got it. And almost a year later, actually a year next week, I'll have this bike. I've taken it to Death Valley, Los Angeles, Red Rock Canyon lots of times. I daily drive this motherfucker 860 miles a week, a 7-day week, because I usually work 7 days a week. And it's my main transportation because it gets, you know, better gas mileage than my E92 M3. So, yeah. You know, it would cost like fucking $60 a day to drive my M3. Definitely not worth it. I'm sorry, it would cost $30 there and back a day in the M3, and this $30 a week, and I'm good. Sometimes a little more, depends on gas prices, but you know, at most $45 a week to drive this back and forth 860 miles. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah. And now it's starting to dry up. You know, you're gonna feel a little bit more confident. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, finally not fucking raining. You might get a little chilly depending on what you're wearing, but just still be cautious because the ground is still wet, and possibly you still have oil brought up to the surface and contaminants. So you know, you still want to be a little careful. Not bad. I don't know what else I could explain about riding in the rain. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, I'm gonna make an official like intro to the moto vlogs I'm gonna be doing. I already do a podcast, if you haven't seen from the channel page name, the House of Wolves podcast. If you'd like to follow me, subscribe, like, all that shit, you know, please, I would enjoy that. If you care to listen to a couple of my podcasts, I got about 4 or 5 up right now. I've been working so much, dude, it's so hard to do it. Plus come home and take care of my son while my wife gets ready to go to work right as soon as I get home. It's kind of tough, but I really would appreciate it if you'd like to follow me on Instagram. It's got links to my podcast channel, or you can search it on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube, the House of Wolves podcast. That'd be dope. If you want to check it out, me on Instagram, I got a lot of comedy stuff and selfies and shit. It's Poppy Big Ears Comedy on Instagram. I don't have a Facebook. I do have a Twitter. I don't use it really. Only when I post up new episodes, it'll auto post, you know, that I just put out another episode of my podcast. So you can do that too. It's the House of Wolves podcast, or Ears Poppy, EARSPAPI on Twitter. That'd be dope. I really appreciated it. And, as you can see, I already know I take this curb going 70 every day, and I'm going 63 right now, and it's wet still raining. You know, still got plenty of traction, although I do feel the wind throwing me off to the right. Don't like that, so I slow down a little, and it's a lot fucking windier over here, but not as rainy. But I thank you. I'll be doing some more videos, you know, I'll do a tech review and shit of my helmet. I've only worn it a couple times, so you know, I gotta actually wear it, see what I like, see what I don't like. But for the majority of it, I like it. But thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for even bothering to look at this video. See you in hell, fucko!